Okay, welcome to this video. These are quick hack kind of videos that I'm making of my new book. I just got it. I literally just sat down here after the delivery person came and dropped it off, and I'm just sitting down. I've been waiting to see this for years, and I'm just flipping through and just doing short videos on each chapter. So, we're going to be talking about Exploration and the Incantor by Reed Ghazala, bending circuits, depunctualization, and unblackboxing. Um, this is in the in a cluster of chapters called Exploring Technologies. Here's the book, Art and DIY Electronics, available now from MIT Press. So we are right here. The previous videos have gone over these chapters. We're in theme number 2 and 2.1. Exploring technologies, exploration and the Incantor, bending circuits, depunctualization, and unblackboxing. So, what do we mean by exploring technologies? Well, I basically lay out a few kind of like themes, and exploring technologies is one major trend that I see that a lot of artists and designers and makers do in doing DIY type of tech, creative tech work, is they often just want to explore the technology. And a good place to start talking about this is Reed Ghazala and the Incantor, which is a circuit bent speak and spell that makes all sorts of creative sounds and glitchy noises and all sorts of stuff. So, exploring technologies. So, this chapter section, I start out with a little overview and explain what a black box is. Black box is often used as a metaphor to talk about kind of concealed technology, technology that you can't open up and look inside. And this is inspired by the idea of a flight data recorder that you can't open up. Information goes in one end, and something comes out the other end, and you're not really sure what goes on in the middle. I actually preface the chapter on Reed Ghazala with an example from June Paik, a Korean American artist working in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And this idea of how a black box of technology is often seen as a expert kind of territory when it's broken apart. Your cell phone breaks apart, it's often an expert that needs to fix it. However, non-experts can go in and rewire stuff. And this is kind of powerful for people, and I think um, relatively liberating for folks to know that you do not need to be an expert to start poking around with technology. That's the kind of uh, main point. So, who is Reed Ghazala? What is the Incantor, and what do these speak and spell hack toys have anything to do with life or importance or technological innovation? I talk about that stuff here. So let's get on with it. Now, I basically say that I try to give an overview of who Reed Ghazala is. Um, he's Cincinnati based, born in the 50s, and he's what many folks credit as being the father or originator of the idea of circuit bending, which is a practice of taking electronics and kind of creatively short circuiting it while it's powered on to give unexpected sound effects and glitches into the hardware by poking around with a screwdriver and and paper clips and wires and stuff like this, and short circuiting it carefully in kind of a controlled way to explore kind of the underside, non-expert kind of hacking of the underside of kind of big tech or kind of organized or formally engineered technology. So the and I should say that this, I talk about Reed Ghazala's, how he discovered this. This is a recreation of the first machine that he made, that I believe got destroyed by an irate audience member. Um, that's always a good sign, when people are trying to destroy your artwork. At least it means something. At least it's important enough for somebody to care. I don't think Reed maybe liked that it was destroyed, but it shows you that your audience is engaged with your work. So Reed's work is really understood best by the Speak and Spell series of works that he did. He also used speak and read machines and other talking toys from the 70s and 80s that were made by Texas Instruments. So he'd modify these toys to be like, um, it talks like an intoxicated Jack Benny, occasionally saying, "Let's smell the scissors some more." And some of the sounds are indescribable, but an example might be a bell sound, pitch sweeps, oh, metal crash, bubble sound. Um, really sort of hacking electronic circuitry for the purposes of exploring the circuit and in terms of exploring the fun of an error or the fun of a glitch. And really, this is, I mean, we're not in the heyday of circuit bending anymore. I would say that the heyday of circuit bending reached its height at around, I don't know, 2008 to 2012 is maybe the pinnacle of circuit bending in a popular sense. Um, so Reed Ghazala documents how to take these circuits, how to modify them to do things that they were never designed to do. And this has led to communities and festivals and this kind of stuff that explores this stuff. Um, and this, I argue, is important in terms of topics like the right to repair objects and open source hardware, where exploring the interiors of technology is something that when people do it, it actually highlights issues around intellectual property, of what we own, who owns it, how it can be manipulated, and how electronics can be maintained in the long term. So, yeah, and I actually talk about Make Magazine. This piece by Mr. Jalopy was really great. I love it. I think it's one of the best things that came out of Make Magazine is Mr. Jalopy's Maker's Bill of Rights. But this can be seen as an appeal for manufacturers to document their interiors of their devices and make them accessible, make batteries replaceable, not using special tools, not gluing stuff shut, not using tamper-proof screws, including parts lists and all this sort of stuff. So this is more of a case that kind of anti-corporate angle, that technology should be made more open and it's more manipulatable and more owned by the users when they can understand and manipulate it. So that's it for the chapter on Reed Ghazala and circuit bending. Chapter 2.1, exploration and the Incantor, bending circuits, depunctualization, and unblackboxing. In my new book, Art and DIY Electronics, by Garnet Hertz, available from MIT Press at bookstores near you.